Hello, everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Show where the hat, I guess. Anyway, as it represents Sega Dreamcast. Dirty. Not really dirty, but just making sure I look more presentable for the camera here. One moment. So, getting ready for the broadcast here into a minute and a half almost of presentation here. Okay. It's my water, but I already have one open. Just how I think here. But yes, okay. Getting ready, presenting myself, getting my composure all together for the broadcast still. Yes, sir. Um, hmm. Okay, gonna get some music going here as it's themed, video games, martial arts, same kind of theme mostly. Shenmue, Tekken. Yes, it is. All right. Like when your nose itches sometimes and you're on TV or well, I'm on TV anyway. If people are playing me on YouTube, you know, I'm already on TV anyway. But my nose is itching, so I have to itch it a little, scratch it. Feel better now. Like those guys that are on like news anchors and that, it looks unprofessional. It looks like it's not done right. It's not professional, essentially. When a news anchor scratches his nose or his face or something, it might look very unprofessional if they happen to do that. Um, I don't ever notice a news anchor doing that, but if they do, well, they do. It's not professional, but yes. So I try not to do that, but hey, I'm on YouTube. I'm not. I didn't go to Howard Specs University in Southfield, Michigan. At one time, I was thinking about it. I mean, with my voice, or whatever, some people say I have a good voice in England too. They think I could even be a news anchor. Some of my Facebook friends from the UK think I could do that, but it's not that, you know, it's not really where my heart is initially, or is now very much, but who knows? I don't know what I'm going to do with my life sometimes. Um, I mean, I probably have potential to do more, but I mean, what I'm trying to do is, you know, this this channel right now. I'm pursuing the channel of YouTube on YouTube. Okay, so let me get some music going here. Tekken, not Tekken. Watch Shenmue. Yeah, Shenmue. 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 OST. Original soundtrack. Let's go for the orchestra version. Yes. Okay, everybody. So I'm Retrozuki81. I'm online 5 minutes in a broadcast, had to get everything together and sorted out, composure together, broadcast ready. Here I go. Welcome to my YouTube channel. As I said several times already. Yes. So, you know, that's a little loud. Put that down. And wow, that is pretty loud for an orchestra. You know how they have this Shenmue orchestra? Well, you know, they have uh, what they call a conductor. And a conductor, imagine, has a little wand, and his wand goes like, different, you know, it's like this. I guess that guy gets all into it with his wand. And he goes up and down, wherever he does. I don't know how he does it, but I'm just trying to imagine how this guy would do it. The conductor with a wand. And, he conducts, he like dictates how the orchestra plays the music. Now, if you can imagine, in the same regard, how my karate teacher did inform me about he was going to put schemes on me. Okay, he's going to do that, but that's because I asked him outside the changing room. Are you? What are you talking about schemes for? I asked him. I said, "What do you mean by schemes? What does that mean?" I'm sort of illiterate at 14. I don't know what all the words mean in the English vocabulary, but he meant that he's going to have plots and things to take this away. And he did say, he said, maybe one day we'll give it back to you. He said that. And um, he said, we're going to take this from him. And he had a family that came in, trained somewhat. He had a family that came in and came to a few classes. But we and my teacher did talk about royalties in the changing room. Now, I didn't understand what he meant when I was age 14. But I do understand that he agreed in the changing room to copy my moves, and he said, "We'll use that." He said that we are going to do that anyway. He did mention we were going to do that anyway. So you can imagine a conductor with the orchestra, same thing. I'm tired there. So they did that. Yes. Now, I am not trying to be the bad guy here. Like pointing out these things and just pointing the finger, you're the bad guy, teacher. No, I'm not trying to do that. I don't want to be on his bad side, 100% on his bad side, but I'm just looking out for myself. And I believe he has enough intelligence to understand that. You know, it's not that, you know, I'm retarded or he's retarded, you know, but I think he can come to terms and understand that at some point if he's aware of his, you know, his channel, you know what I'm saying? So yes, he had like these people that came in. Now, I don't know if they just were like business associates, they became that, um, or they were actually his real family members. I think they were both, to be honest here. Um, they don't want to be. See, I'm kind of like unveiling, like if there's a veil over me, I'm taking the veil off and showing more of the truth of Shenmue, another side of Shenmue that you're not going to see anywhere but on my YouTube channel of Rich Ruzuki 81 because I have some inside knowledge about Shenmue and Tekken, you know, and I didn't get nothing for it. So I'm the guy that's just used and kind of kicked to the side a little and just stay there and let us use you and let us make money with you, and thank you for coming to class. Goodbye. No, no, silent fart. There's a real one. Whatever. See, it's silent because they didn't want me to know nothing. See what I'm saying? They don't want me to know nothing. So silent fart. Whatever. It's a fart because it all happened in the bathroom. The office. That's the bathroom. The office. Same thing. That's not where you're supposed to legitimately conduct business agreements here. You see, so you can imagine to do business in the office called the bathroom, the men's room. Come on now. I think I'm worth a lot more than that for doing dragon spin multiple times in class, for doing mud spider multiple times in class, for doing all these moves, cyclone kick multiple times. Many times I did cyclone kick. They just told me to kick with the back of my foot. Don't just keep doing the windmill. But I did the windmill a lot too. Now, there's a certain way to do the windmill. I haven't really focused enough on doing the windmill, and that's particularly because that's a harder move to do. I used to do it like 50, 100 times. It seemed like maybe 25, 50 times after class every time. And that's how much energy I had 25, 50 times after class, probably more in the range of 25 and 40. But I had so much energy at the time of my life. But you see, yes, the energy is great and is good, but you've got to have like the heart and the mind in perfect synchrony and harmony. Like if I was to re-become this Ryu Hazuki and this Jin Kazama guy, you know, see how I got like turkey neck forming here, something, some kind of skin, loose. It's just loose skin. Okay. Um, I don't have my royalties, my money that was promised to me. And if the teacher knows I earned that, it's like a promise. It's like a deal. It's like an agreement that it's a bond of brotherly family like agreement. And they accepted me like they're one of their own in the federation at the time. And then his I know his family came in and took a few lessons, but why why the hell would you give them everything and then leave? I mean, that's like a stupid idea to me. You just give them everything and leave, go to Arizona, and be a cop here. And come on. I don't know what the guy does now, but um, I do know that he's done that. I've heard rumor that he's been to Florida, and see that's why I talk about Florida too. You know how I talk about Latin celebrities in a previous broadcast here? Well, there's reasons for that. There's reasons for talking about Florida, whatever. I have some friends from Pakistan that went to Florida too. They were telling me something about they sent me an email and a few emails, but I had that email address deleted. Is Mister Maybe they can recover it. I don't know. It was Mister Dot Salazar at Hotmail. It was Mister not dot. It was Mister Dash Salazar um, at hotmail.com. I think that's what it was. I don't think there was an 81 in it, but it was Mr. Dash Salazar at hotmail.com. Um, I asked them to delete that email address. There's just too much, you know, spam in that email. Whatever. Actually called Hotmail and asked them to delete that. And so they just said, okay, we'll delete it, you know. So, that's see at this time, like this is going back to 2000. Let me see, what year was it? 2009 or 8. It's 2009 or 8. Yeah. I started going to this foreign college called Dominican International Institute, or Dominican International College, and they're like a Dominican Republic college in the Santo Domingo, but then they had a campus in Troy, Michigan. I started going there. The teacher, Dr. Shaquille Khan, is also a cardiologist and teaches medicine for medical school for is it Eastern Michigan University or Michigan State University? Forget which one it was, but he taught that, and he taught the physical therapy class. So I have knowledge exposed to the medical field and physical therapy, not to mention also culinary arts. Um, we never had the college accredited by the American Physical Therapy Association, also known as the ATP, the APTA, American Physical Therapy Association. So we didn't. I never got employed or whatever gainfully enough. Never had a job with that, but I think I could do the work easily. Learn how to use a goniometer, learn how to do all kind of things. Manual muscle testing, this that, some anatomy physiology, this that. I took college courses, da da da. You know, but that didn't work out at the time, and that's going back 2010, 11. Now going back 2008 or 9, I had my email address deleted, and there, what I'm how I'm correlating that to Florida is that my friends from from Pakistan, they went there, but I don't know what went on there. Okay, I don't know who they went with. I don't know who they met up with there. I don't know what kind of party they had, some kind of gathering or something in Florida. I think they had like a gathering there. I don't know what happened. What happened down there at the time? They know, they're well aware of that I've always been a big fan of Jean Claude Van Damme. I've always been inspired by his movies because I watched them. That's what inspired me to do the fight choreography of Shenmue and Tekken fight choreography of Jin Kazama in 1995. I recorded the Bloodsport Kickboxer 1 and Kickboxer 2 with a VHS tape from with a VCR. I manually recorded the movies, and I manually deleted the commercials from the movies too. There were some commercials in that. I manually rewind, fast forward, delete, record, stop, play. I have that kind of familiar knowledge still, somewhat. And it, I'm from the '80s, '90s type of person. That's why they call me Retro 81 now. And so I'm born in 1981. Yes, I mean everything I claim correlates with the truth. It's aligned with truth, and it's not nothing lying. There's no lying in me. So you know, I'm doing this for my financial situation in a way because I was never compensated. That what happens is this federation, these Don teachers, they take the money and they run. Okay, now that isn't right. That's so stupid to me. But take the money and run away with it. Like wow. I mean, what do I get for it? What am I going to do with myself now? Now that you train me to be Ryuzuki and Jin Kazama, now you want to stop all of a sudden? Come on. But you see, they were waiting for me, I think, too, to go back to that dojang, aka karate school, Korean, English, whatever. Um, they're waiting for me to go back there, I believe, but I didn't go back because I decided to advance to do Hapkido. And then I decided to do ninjutsu. So I didn't go back there soon enough. But I always aspired and wanted to, I should have, I guess. I really should have because that, see, let me say this. They knew I was chemically dependent on this medicine for like depression. You know, like the serious kind of medicine for like bipolar depression. Uh, Jean Claude Van Damme. If you look him up online, JCVD. They if you look him up and type in what kind of medical condition does JCVD have, it does mention clearly in on Google that he has bipolar disorder. Yes. So, you know, but to compare myself to him and his legacy, he's already lived that legacy in Hollywood. He's already done these things. Um, he's already lived that life. Now, the life I lived, my legacy, was recorded on VHS tape, and it was recorded on that. I don't know if the government's ever going to give that back to me. To release that information to me, because I think the government has that. Really, I do. Um, the United States Subakdo Muno Federation is a nonprofit organization affiliated with the IRS also. And, you know, uh, I'm just looking at the degree on the side here. They're affiliated with the government. So they are the government, essentially, yes. Um, the United States. And they're also somewhat affiliated with World Mudo Kwan, that is headquartered in there's a city in South Korea where they started the whole federation. Hyun-ki started this. Hyun-ki was alive when I was training in 1995, but at some point in, I think it was 2002, was it maybe? He became deceased in like some early year of that time frame. You look him up, Hyun-ki. See, like, it's H.C. Kwang is the son now, and he's the president of the federation now. Um, is that how that goes there? He's the I don't know, the founder of the federation, Tang Sudo Subakdo, is Yongki, and he's a very well known guy in history through our federation. So if you look on here real closely, you can see. Look at that. That looks like an R. Does that look like an R? This might be encoded of somewhat of Ryozuki here. I don't even know that. But see that R there? I don't know if that's encoded somehow, maybe in Ryozuki. It might be. But look at this. Yongki. Yongki, President Yongki in 1995. This is the identification card that I received. Now, okay, one of those teachers asked me to sign my name in red. He also said that, you might want to laminate this. And he calls that the translation of Bentogan. That's actually not the translation of Bentogan. But when you sign your name in red in South Korea, he asked me to do that in 1995. It means you're dead. What am I? Undead Noid? It means you're dead. Okay? So to me, they don't even like me coming in there training if I'm dependent on this chemical, this medication, whatever depression medicine. If I was dependent on that, Well, the key for that was sex. I didn't know that. I didn't realize that at the time, and in all these years, I didn't even realize that. I never researched sex enough on my own, but that's why you have sex with, if you're a guy, and if you're a girl, if you have problems mentally, you need to have sex. That's what I really think of that, because it cures anxiety, it cures a lot of things that's going wrong with your mind and your heart and everything. Oh, to this day, I'm still a virgin, but I don't, you know, I don't just like, how to explain it. Oh, like I don't know what to do about it. Like I'm in a relationship online, and I'm loyal to my partner. So that's something that I don't really talk about much, but it's just I've stayed this way because, probably because of like my religious background, that I cannot decide what religion I'm going to belong to or whatever. Like, see, that's another thing. I find truth in all religions too. You can call me like an agnosticist in a way. Uh, and that's because, um, a lot of the ways I've been like taught in my background of this, you know, faith of, this faith of like, oh, you're born again. Well, um, if I was born again, I would have had sex. And to me, that's like being born again, because when a baby comes out of the woman, the baby comes out of the vagina, and that's, to me, when you have sex, you put your penis into a vagina. You're feeling like you're being born again, like you're going back to the, to that point, and like you're going to heaven. Going from, we come out of the womb, you're like from heaven to the world. It's in a way, like it's like that. I mean, if you actually penetrate a woman's vagina and you have sex with her, you're like being born again to me, because you're having sex with a, and then the hotter the girl, the better the sex. And it cures a lot of things. But I'm just saying, like, if you're doing that, you know, I could study a Bible, and there's 1,000 translations of the Bible or more. Different, how many different Bibles are there? You know, and like, which one is right? How are we going to debate, talk for this for hours, months, and years about what translation of the Bible is right? Um, we're going to talk for years, like, about scholars. They can talk about this, like, what religion is right, how are we going to get to heaven, where are we going to go when we die, all this kind of talk here. That's why a lot of people think that sex is what life is all about. It's just because when you have penetrative sex with a hot girl, hot woman, you're feeling heaven. You're not like, it's just what I'm saying. You're uh to be abstinent of that, to not get that and say, oh, I'm going to heaven when I die. You're gonna, it's like, in a way, to me, it kind of reminds me, makes me think, well, I'm gonna have sex when I'm dead. But then it doesn't tell you sex is available in heaven, in the that born again faith of the Bible. So I don't even know why I didn't know these things growing up, and I'm taught to believe all this stuff, and then I'm just screwed up in the way I'm thinking. So I'm screwed in that regard. But uh, you know, I didn't know these things. I didn't know better. But that's what I'm saying. I know better now. But look at me now. I'm age 44, and I'm wanting these things in life. I need these things. Uh, but I've already had some opportunity for these things, but I didn't know I was passing up opportunity. I didn't realize I was passing it up. I didn't realize I had this opportunity. I didn't realize I should have done this. In a way, I don't think I had the opportunity ever, because I was too too sick to understand it. I was too going through too many problems in my own. So